This game is like really loud. I don't know how to if I can turn it down, but hey, welcome in. This game is supposed to be like a really like short one that I should be able to get done with like in one stream. I think it's very self-explanatory. It's bad end theater. The point of the game is to try to find a good ending within all the bad endings. Yeah, I've looked it up. It should only take around like at best around like 4 hours to complete. Something simple and sweet for a simple stream. Which works because I'm really tired today. I didn't even wake up until about like an hour ago. Or two ago. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be playing with fate. We'll make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. Begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. I'm the human doll or the demon doll? Human? You control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? Play nice. You try to make friends with the demon doll, but it kills you with cold blood. How ruthless. You find your very first bad ending, but don't worry. The story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? You and the human doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. Why? This isn't a bad ending at all. Should have written out this possibility. It's not suited in my theater whatsoever. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to what you chose during your last playthrough. And now, you can turn each one on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Yes, my theater actually doubles as a puzzle game. Now, try turning the doll's behaviors on and off to see different outcomes. What if they're both hostile? You control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? You both attack each other at once and die together. End tutorial. You understand how to play? Yeah, good. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax, click on bad endings at your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Is there any way I can, like, lower this a little bit? There we go. Turn it up a little more. Oh, it's not blasting my eardrums specifically. Let's be the hero. You are the hero. You'd like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures, fighting evil monsters and whatnot. We're told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely to be compelled at the nearby demon overlord's castle. Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townspeople, though, and you were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden, but demon soldiers block your path. You can kill them to gain experience. Bravely slaughter the evil creatures. You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that look all very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. You attempt to explain why you've come, but the monster before you is eyeing you with suspicion. You can't help but notice the demon blood from earlier when you haven't had the chance to wash off yet. Whoops. You have no choice but to fight the army in self-defense. Oh well, more experience points for you. You make your way through the castle, fending off all the demons that stand in your way. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell you're doing, murdering all her soldiers. He gets straight to the point, asks her where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance, a convincing act, but you won't be fooled. The maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You can only see one answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Thinking about that poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you've got. You become strong from the hordes of demons you took down before this final battle. The Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her to pieces. The Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no sign of the maiden within its walls. Just as you suspected, she must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. Great evil has been banished from this world, but what does that matter if you were too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. Finds a female demon lord and they get married. I don't think she wanted to get married, dude. I think she wanted him dead. Let's try turning up Beautiful Trait and then redoing it. You are the hero. You have to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Whoopsies. You know what? Screw it. Just cut him. You gather your courage. This is what me done in order to rescue the maiden. These are all evil demons anyways. The world is much safer with them gone. So what you tell yourself while you kill one after another as your way to the Overlord's chambers. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell you're doing, murdering all our soldiers. You get straight to the point and ask her where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance, a convincing act, but you won't be fooled. Maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You can only see one answer. I think it's the same ending. Yep. Okay, turn this off again, and then skip forward. Let's run away like a little bitch. How do you get a different ending? You gotta make sure to avoid picking up the traits. Hey, welcome in! Hi, Dydro. So, like, that first option, it gives me the dutiful trait. By having the dutiful trait unlocked, it's gonna default to me killing all the demons. Because I'm doing my job as in slaying all the evil. But since I decided to run away like a little bitch instead, I don't have the dutiful trait anymore. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. But you can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. I wonder how you will ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. Take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all. This is your job. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down and you feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. The Overlord is alone. You ask about the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord says she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever. At least that she knows of. You think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as she's a demon and all, but you can't really prove she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The maiden was never found. Okay, so I think that's as far as I'm gonna get on the hero route. I gotta go talk... Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Do the hero route? I don't have any other options I could go down, unless I start playing with the other characters, though. At least I don't think so. There is more endings, but the thing is, this game plays off all the traits that all the other characters have. So, probably something happens to the maiden in her route that I need to prevent first before the hero can actually save her. Yeah. So I I can only get those two endings with the hero right now because something happens to the maiden that keeps her from being saved. I gotta figure out what's keeping her from being saved. You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You are told that you are fated to be captured by the overlord one day because you are a beautiful young girl. Demon overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity? Who knows? You are in the church. You pray to your god, asking why you have been born into this role of a maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You're impatient. I'm gonna go eat. BRB. Okay, have fun. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were to just hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon. Just see what happens. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. The demon suddenly jumps to you and starts biting. A lot. How painful. The plan of yours is completely stupid, you think. Why couldn't you have been more patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? You weren't angry or anything, of course. This was all your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you in sight. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you were swallowed by the demon until you were no more. Okay. You are a maiden, okay? You yell, but a hero does not come. Oh! Ooh. Okay, so she can't proceed until I mess with the underling. You are a demon underling in service of the Overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the Overlord anymore. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring into nothing. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the Overlord for a day off. Stupid. Yeah, he's a little stupid looking. She gives you an earful about responsibility and questioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the Overlord to your friends. They agree that she's kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. Let's overthrow her. No, you're sick of this Overlord holding you and your friends back. You agree that it's time for a change of management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new Overlord. You like the sound of that. You announce your first act of rebellion is to take the day off like you wanted. Your friends aren't very impressed. You assure them that you'll talk more about the assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. You sneak out of the castle to have some fun. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. Consider your options. When the maiden realizes you're not going to hurt her, she regains her composure. Now she started talking to you like your friends or something, which you don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you, because why is there conveniently only one language in the world? If demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them to each have their own language? Maiden's going on and on about some destiny she's trying to fulfill. Bottom line is what you gather is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting, besides you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, and take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. The Overlord asks where you found this maiden, knowing full well you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and say everything's cool, as long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mention how you can't believe you and your friends ever considered overthrowing her. She gives you a look and you say, that was a joke, of course. She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time for a nap. You don't get to sleep long. Your friends wake you up. Rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They say that they're planning a whole revolution. They're going to get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in place. You want to hear if you're in or not? You've been being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with, "It sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead?" Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. I'm just gonna straight up die here if I pick that. Okay, let's kill the Overlord. You tell them that you were just joking. Clarify you're totally in it to win it. They say you were always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. And if the assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your shield of false confidence, you worry about whether you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea about how they want to go about this. They figured they'd just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. It could go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, used without someone's guidance. Your guidance. There'd probably be casualties if you fought her head-on, while showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun. Probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and insist that you play the assassin. You didn't really want it to come down to this. But you can't back down now. You have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. You sneak into the Overlord's room. She's taking a nap like usual. It's almost too easy. You silently approach her master. She looks so peaceful. You figure the cleanest way to do this would be just to dig your claws into her throat. So you do just that. She wakes, but not in time to stop you. You watch as she chokes on her blood, cursing you before finally expiring. That felt terrible. You remind yourself it was either her or you. You weren't about to let yourself be killed by anyone. You leave the room to find your friends just waiting outside. They look pleased. Only now you realize that they must have planned to use you like this from the beginning. You are the new ruler of this castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you as they had betrayed your overlord. Okay, what should I do? Polite, coward, and then go with the maiden. For a maiden, you live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. Go on ahead. Introduce yourself. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell them that you were thinking maybe you should understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. They agree to take you to your master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you were introduced to the Overlord. She lectures the underling that brought you here, who was apparently told not to leave their posts. You wonder what cruel punishment awaits them. But to your surprise, she lets them off easy. The underling is dismissed, and the Overlord turns to you, looking very interested. You explain why you've come, and she squints at you. Turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out, and something awful would happen. Then a hero would come to your rescue. But you don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the Overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. Makes it sound so simple. The Overlord seems to be like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. It was just insane to talk with her more. The Overlord tells you that you should just get lost. How rude! You just got here. Obey her. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter a hero. He asks you what you're doing. Don't you know the Overlord's capital is like right there? You explain everything that happened. The hero seems to think you're lying to him. He asks if you've been brainwashed by the demons. What nerve. They're very upset that this so-called hero would treat you this way and leave in a huff. Return to the village alone. Everyone was very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions, and you tell them your story. You explain that the Overlord never had any intention to harm anyone here. You notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other while you speak to them. They are loudly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer. The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You've only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you return without the aid of a hero, they ask. You cannot possibly escape the Overlord on your own without harm. You must be conspiring with the demons, trying to trick everyone into believing they aren't the horrible creatures we know them to be, so they say. Have the people of your village always been this blinded by their fears and hatred of things that they never cared to know? Wonder how you missed that before. You are seized by the crowd, and voices from all sides are calling for public execution. You are to be burned at the stake. You don't want to die. You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. You've always lived honestly, so why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so, so sorry. Okay. So for a hero to come save. Demons put off by your sudden shouting and ask you to keep it down. You apologize. They seem more confused than hostile, which totally catches you off guard. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell that you're thinking maybe you should understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. He doesn't really care. Bot spotted. There we go. Yeah, no. You put your foot down and tell her that you're not going anywhere. You still want to fulfill your destiny, even if you have to make it happen on your own. She's a little frustrated at your stubbornness, but she doesn't kick you out or anything. Hooray! The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little, you realize there might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she committed her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero out after them. You realize that must be why you've never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You always thought that demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord can see the same of humans. They may be different, but really, they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. Maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think that this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You gain to like not being told to expect humans to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has always been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. They're gay? Well, as you think that, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first until you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you are never in any danger. The hero expresses his relief that this was a whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. Human demon Yuri! The maiden and the demon lord are getting together. You apologize for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you'll return to the village with him to give everyone the news of your safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. He'll be back soon. But halfway to the village when you feel something is off. Unable to shake your concern, you look back over your shoulder. You stop in your tracks. The castle is engulfed in flames. As the legends say, marriage between clans is the way to deal with things. Hey, they might come to a peaceful conclusion if the two get married, you know? No more beef with each other. It's the Overlord, alright? You can't return to the village like this, you have to know. You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons so that the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fist against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you've forgotten your role. Only a hero can pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick, you can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't gotten much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself. But the fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke. A maiden saving the Overlord. If you just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. It's exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Let's try getting rid of the coward thing and then going back. Because if he's not a coward, he just assassinates her in her sleep. Oh wait. We'll see. Refuse to leave. Oh, it just does the same ending. Wait, coward and disloyal. Let's try this again. I just wonder where the hell the hero is. Like, she ran up to a burning castle and the hero stays put. Bro, I guess he just been like, not my problem anymore. I guess. Alright, let's make him disloyal, then do the assassination plot. Used to leave. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. Talking about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her. But the hero shakes his head. He says, this is the true nature of demons. The world is better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? The demons have taken notice of you. It's now or never. You take off into the castle and the unreliable hero follows shortly after. You burst into the Overlord's room. All your words spilling out at once. You should probably slow down, but there's no time. Overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation and clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. The underling you recognize from before barges in, calling you a liar. I'm surprised they were part of this evil plot. They seem so nice. The other demons come in right after them, saying the whole thing was the first underling's idea. Everyone's shouting at each other now. It's really stressing you out. You are relieved when the Overlord demands silence. She threatens them with violence, and you think she is very Overlord-like in this moment. A group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. You watch as it pounds the door in distress. Have they all locked you in? You have a bad feeling about this. And that must have jinxed it, because now the room is engulfed in flames. If only you had ignored those demons before, you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into the situation. If you had just pretended not to hear them, if you left as you were told, only the Overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. This path isn't an option for you. I think that no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. The Overlord seizes her underling. They beg for their life. You pray. You don't know what else to do, so you just pray. The Overlord's claws pierce the underling's chest. They scream an awful scream. She digs and twists. Oh, she digs and twists her claws into the poor thing while you continue to pray. But there's no saving any of you now. You, the Overlord, the hero, and the underling's corpse are consumed by flames. Huh. Okay, so if he's hungry, he's gonna kill the maiden. If he's disloyal... he gets involved in the plot to kill the Overlord. And if he's a coward, he won't actually go through with the plot, but it does get him killed. Alright, let's try... polite, obedient, disloyal, coward, and then we go to the hero. You are the hero. You'd like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's flee like a coward. On your way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back towards the village. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? Maybe the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity. You ask the maiden what she's doing. Doesn't she know the Overlord's castle is like right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord. It turns out that the demons never had any diabolical plans to harm the village or anyone in it. She can't be trusted? Oh. I kinda want to see what that does. You aren't sure you should listen to this maiden. You've been taught your whole life that the demons are evil. You'll ask if she's sure about this, but she gets very upset that you think she would lie to you. She storms off before you can say anything else. Instead of return to the village, certain that she must have been kidnapped, that the kidnapped maiden you were sent to rescue, one that took care of itself. You take your time walking home. Job well done today, you think to yourself. As you walk past the town square, you notice a whole village is crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in the frenzy. Smoke begins to rise, and you stand idly by as the flames consume the maiden. She must have done something horrible to deserve that. She seemed nice, though, you think. But evil comes in all forms, you reassure yourself. You decide to call it a day and return to your house, but you can't escape this sinking feeling. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. So, she can't be obedient, but let me see what happens if I just decide to trust her. Believes the maiden's story. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna go forward, we're gonna be diplomatic, and then we're gonna believe her. You have no reason to assume she's lying to you, even though her story is kind of hard to believe. You feel you should trust her. You tell her you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about demons all along. Townsfolk must be informed of this immediately. Two of you return to the village. They'd all been so worried. They praise you for your bravery. But the maiden quickly sets the record straight. There's nothing she needed to be rescued from in the first place. Villagers look to you for explanation. You politely inform them that it isn't your story to tell. You only ran into her on the way to the castle. She explains that the Overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens or anything of the sort. Villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't being subtle in how little they trust this maiden's story. You totally believe her, but to save these fair citizens, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally, just in case. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. Too busy thinking what a great and reliable hero you are to hear what they're saying. Town Elder's voice breaks you out of your thoughts. He implores you to meet with the Overlord immediately. It says they'll all keep an eye on the maiden until you return. You figure that sounds alright, but the mood is kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling it might be bad to leave the maiden on her own. but she suddenly takes off running. Oh, you thought the two of you were in this together. Her actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously been a liar and a witch from the start. People are shouting for you to hunt her down and her demon friends down already. It doesn't sound like a very heroic task. Can't help but feel these people are wrong. It's to you to catch up to her and talk to the demons in order to clear up this misunderstanding. You violently dash after the maiden, towards the Overlord's castle. But you were too late. Through the unguarded gates, you spot a group of demons surrounding a body. The maiden. She was a fool to have trusted the demons after all. Your hero blood is boiling. You'll avenge her death. You charge through the gates to eliminate every demon you see. What the fuck are you doing, killing all my soldiers? The Overlord is angry. You vow to exterminate her and all of demonkind. You flash again and again, but the Overlord isn't going down easily. You're both dangerously low in health when everything goes black. Your quest has come to an abrupt end. So she dies somehow if he trusts her. I need to see how that happens. Reduce yourself, go home. You're surprised that the demons don't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. The two of you return to the village, hoping to communicate this to everyone. They'd all been so worried and are very glad that the hero brought you back. You quickly accept the Raker trait. You weren't rescued, because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. Villagers seem confused and look to the hero for an explanation. He tells them that he only ran into you on his way to the castle, and this really isn't his story to tell. You explain to them how you met the Overlord and that she's not actually interested in capturing maidens or any mean things like that. Villagers look again to the hero for confirmation. You feel a little miffed that they seem to prefer his word over yours, but you don't say anything about it. Hero proclaims that he believes your story, but volunteers to go talk to the demons himself, just to be absolutely sure. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You hear words like trickery and demon sympathizer being thrown around, which makes you frown. You're pretty shocked that everyone's this hesitant to believe you. Does the hero even trust you? You weren't sure anymore. An old man implores the hero to go speak with the Overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the hero returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with him. Yes, of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village would be slaughtered by monsters. The hero doesn't say anything. He'll be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be the Overlord, not your fellow countrymen. Oh, okay, so grab the hero and run. You boldly announce that you accompany the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in a village that doesn't trust you. No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. Near the castle's entrance. Ooh, it's the same ending as before. Okay. So, I don't think I'm gonna get anything out of this. Oh, hydrate. Thank you, Sigadri. Welcome in. How are things? A stretch? Alright, give me a second. Alright. So, I'm gonna turn off all the traits. And I'm gonna try going with the Overlord. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called Hero, whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. Bouncing Leah. Since I know that's a you too. Yeah. I'm just consistently bouncing. It's the ADHD, you see. Have you seen their TOS? It's really funny. I actually haven't. I'd have to look at it after stream. Have you seen their deal anyways? You're actively avoided pissing off the humans and hope they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. Oh. There we go. You're still new to the whole overlord thing, if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to the higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What's it do with this underling? You tell them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. Very off to be fined every once in a while. They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the Overlord sure is great. You wake to a knock at your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. It's a maiden from the nearby village. She says her goal is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to say that she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honestly, but regret to inform her you've never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. You think the world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. And she's been having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she say and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. It's the first time a human has looked at you without consent. You wonder what to say. Tell her she'd better go home, let her stay for a while. You can't bring yourself to send this maiden away, she just got here. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not at all what she expects them to be. You're glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kind of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans, as to not agitate them and get heroes sent out after you. That explains why the people in my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? You're very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You took that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time and that you were actually super evil all along. The maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. People in her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. You can tell if she's into you or not. You're interrupted by another human in your doorway. This time, it's a hero. He was apparently searching for the maiden, who was rumored to have been captured by your kind. Captured? Not at all. I only wanted to meet with the Overlord. Didn't anyone read the note I left behind? After everything is explained, the hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. The maiden apologizes for causing trouble, and the hero asks her to return to the village with him. Confusing feelings well up inside your heart. You're surprised that you had one of those to begin with. You don't want the hero to take this maiden away from you. Possessive. That will apparently get immediate bad. You're certain that she'll return to spend more time with you. You just have to trust in that, you decide. So with the hero and maiden gone, you plop down into the comfort of your luxurious Overlord bed. Your room feels so empty now. Is this loneliness? I hope your new friend will be back soon. Close your eyes for a while, so your door slams shut. Before you know it, everything around you is being engulfed by flames. What's going on? You try to escape, but something's blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? You have zero foresight. What castle will they rule from if this one burns? You don't want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident. Those ungrateful bastards. You took in the thick black smoke from the fire. You can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. Okay, so I think I got all the traits. Okay, so I'm gonna be trusting, diplomatic, polite, obedient, and resolute. Tells the maiden to leave. Not a tyrant, but they are antisocial. We'll go with the underling. She's surprisingly cool with it. Nice, I get my day off. You set off on your adventure outside the castle. Creative atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path to the nearby village, you encounter a maiden. She greets you and she says she has a favor to ask. Consider your options. Gobble her up, hear her out. You're in a good mood today, so are rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. You hadn't guessed it would even be possible to understand each other before. The maiden goes on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. Bottom line from what you gather is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting, besides you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. You seem to be getting along just fine, so you decide it's about time for a nap. You don't get to sleep long, your friends wake you up. Rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. You say that they're planning a whole revolution. They're going to get rid of the current Overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out. And being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with, sounds like a lot of trouble. Why don't we just skip it instead? Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. You tell them you were just joking and to clarify you're totally in it to win it. They say you were always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. And if this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your shield of false confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself into. You and your friends step outside to talk about more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. They figured they'd just lock you in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan! It can go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are a bunch of directionless thugs. You used without someone's guidance. Your guidance. They'd probably be casualties if you fought her head on. While showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You didn't really want it to come down to this. But you can't back down now. You'll have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord, besides no one has any better ideas. You and your friends turn to notice a pair of humans who have overheard your entire conversation. They take off into the castle. Are they headed to the Overlord's rooms? Fuck! The Overlord will kill you for sure if she found out you were conspiring to take her out. You dash out into the castle after the humans. Turned out the maiden's already frantically telling the Overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars! Your friends are alive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame the whole thing on you. They cry it was all your idea and that they were going with the flow, too scared to refuse your crazy plan. I can't believe they tell the Overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew better than to trust them. You were the one who didn't have a choice here. You all shout at each other until the Overlord demands silence. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in place. Crushed beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear your traitorous friends mutter something about going back to Plan A, and suddenly the door slams shut. You're trapped in here with the Overlord and the true humans. The floor bursts into flames. You pound on the door, screaming curses at all those who betrayed you. Hero joins you, vying to slay the lot of them. You'd wish you'd get that chance. The Overlord grabs you by your throat, and you cry for mercy. You were forced into this mess. You're sure now that they would have killed you if you sided with her. But the Overlord doesn't hear your pleas. She drives her claws into your chest. I think she made it quit. Let me see here. burned. Hello, Omo. Welcome in. I'm trying to figure out how to get the good ending in a series of a lot of bad endings. Oh, that's crazy. Your audio seems so much better. How did you fix it? I don't know. It's like as if some like person named like Badger like took me aside to kind of like help me figure it out. The return of the Omo Tater shit. Huh. Okay, so there's a separate ending for if I put the possessive trait on. Estimating to leave, disobedient. Yeah, be nice to me and don't abuse your power now. Okay, let's kill the Overlord! Let's kill the Overlord! You sneak up in the Overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans in there. Watch the scene unfold. Weren't sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She approaches the maiden you brought to her earlier. With the Overlord distracted, you figure this is a good chance to any. You launch a sneak attack, getting her right in the back. She clinches you, giving you enough advantage to take her down. You rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. That was messier than you would have liked. The maiden mutters something from the corner. Thank you for saving me. It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. How many bad endings are them getting fed? I don't think there's any. I don't think I'd be allowed to stream this if there was. You tell them the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous. Follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle. You are the new Overlord. Heroic underling. That's kind of a good ending, but also not really. Okay, so underling returns to the castle, dutiful Underlord. Sure, let's just get an immediate bad ending by eating the maiden. Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. Anyways, to start writing my will. Why, is Omo gonna kill you? You start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought, and you feel quite proud of that. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they weren't around the scene. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Trying to find an audience for your evil deeds, you wander into a nearby village. People are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. But you haven't even done anything yet. You figure the people are this upset at the sight of you, they won't fully appreciate any terrible acts you commit. Also, they may fight back, and they probably will end well. You're just one little underling, after all. Little day out has been adequately refreshing. Return to the castle thinking you'll take a nap. Has anything changed from this? You don't want to kill her, you can't go with you with it. You turn to leave the room, but you find your friends blocking the exit, and in panic whisper, you ask them to let you out. Seems to have been their way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fucked up and ask them again, but you let out. Overlord stirs in her bed while your head is turned, they even shut the door. scramble to the Overlord's closet to hide before she wakes up and sees you. You don't think you could possibly explain this and survive. You're trembling. You can't believe those assholes would bully you like this. You feel like crying. Light flickers at your feet. It doesn't take long to realize they set the room on fire. You're the Overlord trying to get the door open to no avail. You're both trapped. Too afraid to move, you resign yourself to your fate. You and the Overlord burn together. Okay, let me see. Is there another trait I could possibly unlock? It can't be, right? But it seems like I need another trait from the, like, maybe the demon guy. Let me see. Okay, so there's two different paths here if I decide to make the hero dutiful. Maybe just in case. Why is Humble gonna kill you for calling him a good boy? I'm pretty sure that's what he wants to hear. There's so many combinations to work with here. Let me see. Dutiful. Let's put dutiful on and then get rid of these. Get rid of hungry. Polite. Get the day off. Or stay a while. In order, sounds of battle have started ringing through your castle halls. Maiden is getting nervous, but you were sure it's only your underlings roughhousing. No big deal. Yeah, it's probably a hero, but you don't want to upset the maiden by telling her that. Your army will take care of it. This long where the hero burst into your room. But you shouldn't have made it here. Why didn't they stop him? The hero stands there, unsure of himself. He is covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him, trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero and out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servants' bodies in pieces, all strewn about your castle, is really taking it out of you. The hero did this? There's so much blood. Why? Did he come for the maiden? Did he think she needed rescuing? There was no one for this hero to save here. There was just never any harm meant to anyone. You were just talking to her. Why has it turned out like this? The hero starts babbling insincere apologies and excuses, realizing his wrongdoing, but you are far from beyond hearing that kind of bullshit. You have had it with these humans, always murdering your servants for no reason. You no longer hold yourself back and lash out at the hero. When you regain control, there's nothing left of the hero. The maiden is fled in terror. You are alone. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's speedrun getting myself killed. Give them a lecture about your responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they're told, whether they like it or not. They'll look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you for this later. If they're too from the castle, pretend to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie back down in your bed. All that lecturing made you want to take a nap. Fall asleep pretty quick. It's one of your amazing talents. You awake to a knock at the door. The underling earlier brought back some company. He thought you told that underling to do their job, not drag strangers into your room. It's like they took an unauthorized break away from the castle. You scold them, but ultimately you're a little interested in this guest, so you let them off easy. An underling's not so bad. It's a maiden from the nearby village. Okay. So she better go home. You'd love to have all the conversations in the world with your new friend, but having a human girl here would definitely cause trouble. But you put on your mean face and tell her to get lost. Maiden turns out to be very stubborn. You don't want to hurt her, but you also really want her to leave in case something bad happens. Some situation's just asking for trouble, you think. Against your better judgment, you let her hang out for a while longer. Okay. Look at the endings. A lot of the bad endings seem to come from the hero just being dutiful. Okay. Let's see here. Coward. Bad ending. Let's go to the hero again. Hero finds the maiden, the overlord's upset. Hero apologizes for what he's done. Disloyal. Okay, let's go diplomatic without the disloyal trait. Three-legged coward. Ask if they'll let me in. The overlord and the maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. There's no time to hesitate. Destroy the overlord. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil overlord. She screams and then falls silent. The overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the maiden your hand. She takes it after slight hesitation. She must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. The villagers are very pleased with what a good job you've done, slaying the overlord and saving a hostage. They throw a huge celebration in your name. You will remember for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. Tries to kill the overlord. Okay, so there is another set of personality traits. Okay, that changes a lot, actually. Let's do heroic and then go back to the maiden. Choose yourself. As you think that a hero enters the room, the hero suddenly dashes towards the overlord, sword drawn. Ooh, protector. You selflessly throw yourself in front of the hero's blade, acting as a shield. It's funny, you think. You never could have imagined this would have been the way that you die. The rules are all switched around, but it feels right to you somehow. You're glad that your destiny turned out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. You mean to Omo water do it. As your vision fades, you hope that everything turns out alright for your new friend. Okay, let's go back. And then let her die. Oh wait, this is a new dialogue. That was a pretty dangerous thing for her to do, but no one got hurt, so at least there's that. You asked her to return to town with you to assure everyone of her safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you casually exit the castle. You try to make conversation with the maiden, but she's pretty quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? She suddenly stops in her tracks, and you turn her head to ask what the deal is. Oh, the Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. You can't help but feel relieved that you got the maiden out of there when you did, but She suddenly takes off towards the burning castle. Anna says, and you fall to try to stop her. The smoke is so thick, you've already lost sight of her. What is she thinking? It's too dangerous to continue. You feel hopeless. You stand alone at the castle gates. Your body won't allow you to take another step forward. No. Going in there would be suicide. Return to the villagers and tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by demons. Bad ending. Okay, there's another bad ending here. So another ending where the maiden returns to the Overlord alone with a disloyal. Alright, let's just get the maiden ending. Wait. You're like a coward. Escadil let me in. Destroy the Overlord. But your blade pierces the maiden instead. She has sacrificed herself to protect this demon. It takes you a moment to recover from the shock. The Overlord wails. Why did you do that? You're not sure if the question is directed at you. The Overlord strikes at you with a vengeful rage. You parry and she is slain. Your sword feels heavy. You look at your hands, your clothes. Blood. So much blood. You look to the fallen maiden, wondering what to tell the townspeople. Why would she protect the Overlord? She must have been brainwashed by demonic magic. Pick up the Overlord's head, wrapping it around your cape, and you begin your long journey back to town. You would say that you were too late. Well, nothing can be done for the girl, but the Overlord is slain. There will be celebration. Alright, now let's do all this again. But we're going to do it from the Overlord's point of view to see if I get anything out of it. Day off. Let her stay for a while. Before you even know how to react, he makes his move and the maiden makes hers. She used her own body to shield you from the hero's blade. Why? Why has this happened? Maiden falls to the floor, lifeless, as the pool of blood beneath her grows, and so does your rage. The hero's taken something precious from this world. You lose control. The hero is obliterated. But your hatred for the humans has not yet been sated. You go on to destroy them all, and become the ruler of the entire world. Ooh, she got pissed off at that. The Lord claims the maiden as her own. We're gonna do the Yandere ending real quick. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Whoopsies, I forgot. I had to turn that off. He'll try to kill me if I don't do that. Keep her here. Maiden has come here to be captured by you, didn't she? You'll grant her wish. You tell the hero you won't let him take her home. Maiden assures you she'll be back, but you don't budge. The hero is cautious now. You won't let her go. Maybe you demons are evil after all, and if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You have no choice. You destroy the hero before he can steal your maiden away. She's frightened, but you don't understand why. Didn't she say she prefers this place to her village? Now she doesn't have to leave. You take a step towards the maiden. She backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. She wanted to stay here with you. The hero was trying to get in the way of that. You had to kill him. He'll be sure to keep this maiden very safe from now on. Let me see here. That was a bad ending. Or that's the maiden and the hero go. Seems to be another trait for if I let her go. There's like another trait here that I'm not aware about. I have to find it so far. Maybe I have to go through like the fire point of view. So trusting, resolute, get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Disloyal, get rid of coward. Get rid of that. Get the day off. Tell her she better go home. Oh, I didn't hit the right option. Whoa! Wait, no, I'm right, I did. The maiden suddenly bursts into your room, accompanied by a hero. She's trying to frankly communicate something to you, but you're still half asleep. They tell you a group of demons is after your life, and they still don't grasp the urgency of the situation. One of your underlings barges in next, shouting that the humans are all liars. Followed by another group of demons, crying that everything was the first underling's plan. Everyone is shouting over each other now. It's very annoying. You yell at them for all to shut their traps. You have no doubt that the servants will let their ambition cloud their judgment and leave and try to take your throne. Regardless of who let us come to your sea, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in place, crushed beneath my heel. Saying that made you feel very overlord-like. You aren't sure if you have the strength to back it up, though. Lately, all you do is sleep. A group of demons start muttering something about going back to Plan A and suddenly slam your door shut. You, the maiden, the hero, and one of your underlings are trapped inside. In an instant, the home room is in flames. The underling pounds on the door, cursing all their friends for betraying them. The hero pounds on the door as well, trying to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. So, this is how you'll die. Burned alive in your own room by those you thought you could trust. Should have expected this from a bunch of idiot demons, though. Notice the maiden crying. Why does she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed from the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. You're so filled with anger and frustration, you don't even notice you grab the underling those traitors blamed everything on. They cry for mercy, saying that they were dragged into this plot, saying they'd be killed if they took your side. They cried that they didn't want to have to kill you. You almost feel sorry for them. Try forgiving. They released the underling. Killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. You all burn together. Before you're taken back to reset the story once more, you pause for a moment. True ending, you say to yourself? Oh, what's the point of all my efforts if the true ending is this terrible? You must have forgotten where you were. This is bad damn theater. Is the pain setting in? Oh, you should have been well aware of what you'd be shown when you entered this place. The problem I've seen quite often. At some point, you were attached to my little cast. Started to relate to their flaws, their plights, started wishing for their happiness. But you aren't going to find any of that in my theater. My lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Anyway, I hope you'll pardon the interruption. You're making great progress. Choices to continue on to the next ending is always yours. I'll leave you to it, dear guest. Okay, let's see. Let's watch more and more bad endings. Okay, so the true ending is if the Overlord spares them. Should be another trait for the underling. Okay, so I'm assuming it would be here. Hero needs to be trusting, maiden needs to be obedient. Okay, obedient. Antisocial. Let me look again. She needs to be resolute. Wait. Maybe she doesn't need to be resolute, actually. So we'll try to be trusting. Okay. You and your friends turned to notice the maiden from earlier has overheard your entire conversation. It'd be bad for you if the Overlord found out about this. You and your friends seize the maiden and bring her to the dungeon under the castle. It's empty save for the decorative skulls. They're only there to make it feel more spooky. Maiden is very upset. You leave her in a cell to continue scheming with your friends. But now a hero has arrived at the front gates. He's asking about a maiden. Perhaps the very one you just locked up. The gatekeeper, who must have seen everything, tells the hero exactly what happened. What an idiot they think. Why they give the hero an excuse to start slaughtering us? The hero yells, "Prepare to face justice!" and other than such cliche hero lines before driving a sword into the gatekeeper's torso. You're small compared to a lot of your friends, so you're able to slip away without getting cut up by the sword. You get to thinking, if this hero took down the Overlord for you, everything might work out in your favor. You wait for things to die down outside of before poking your head out. So if the Overlord and the hero locked in battle, they worn each other down, making this very easy for you. Once an opening presents itself, you hit the back of the hero's head, knocking him out. What are you doing? Couldn't you tell this was a duel? You don't respond. You have to carry out the assassination. You tackle her and rip her to shreds with your claws until she stops moving. Finish off the hero next. You can't let him revive and come after you later. Kind of a cheap victory, but it doesn't make any difference. Anyone who manages to survive comes crawling out of their hiding places. You are the new ruler of the castle, and subject to bow before you. Okay, that could have gone like in a really, actually good direction. Let me see. So what happens if I kill her then? It's just the way it has to be, he declared. For jumping at her and clawing her guts out. He said you're already an expert at ending lives. Friends call you a show-off. You go back into the castle to wash off all the icky human blood. As you're finishing up, you have sounds of battle outside. Heroes come. Seeing the dead maiden must have made him pretty angry. It's thinking, if a hero took on the Overlord for you, everything might actually work out in your favor. You'll wait for things to die down outside before poking your head out. Except the Overlord and hero locked in battle. They've worn each other down, making this very easy for you. Once an opening presents itself, yep, same thing. Okay, let's do Dutiful real quick. Let's just get the endings where, like, the hero just kills everyone, I guess. Dutiful. A few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of battle. You emerge from your room to find that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk! You look around at the lifeless forms of those you've known as far as back as you can remember. You feel glad not to be in their shoes. You also feel guilty for thinking that as you flee the castle, until you remember your role, not as an underling, but as a demon. What kind of thing is expected of you? Maybe you'll start a new life, far away from any humans or demons. You'll live peacefully and alone in some deep dark forest somewhere. There's an ending here for when he brings the maiden back. Who does this guy think he is, coming in here and killing everyone like some sort of maniac? What do we ever do to him? You mentioned him while he's busy driving a sword into the guard, who sometimes brought you food whenever they noticed you were feeling kinda down. You like that guard. You wished all your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds. You bite into him, tearing flesh and bone. It tastes like iron. Hero shudders. You feel a sword go through you, but there's no pain, only retribution. Most of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness fades. The hero is overtaken, your army is won. You've earned your rest. We get the ending, I guess, when I devour the maiden. And then I pick a fight with the town people. Attack the nearest human. He is old and weak, and his bones crunch delightfully. Your audience screams go louder. Applause! You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. To continue your bloodthirsty dance, strike loading the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running towards you. He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling, after all. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. Okay, he only has a few more endings left. Regardless, there seems to be an ending for when he returns to the castle. Oh, I gotta turn off the dutiful thing before I do that. You're out. Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you, or you can ask what they're sorry about. One of them suddenly seizes you. Someone is still loyal to the Overlord, really has no place in our castle. You understand, right? Your claws tighten around your neck. You don't bother to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things like this end. It's a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. Slit your throat in response. Should be one more ending, and then it should just be the true ending for that. Beautiful. Oh, thanks for the follow, Deaf Anchor. Welcome in. Okay, there should be another one, or if I just get the good ending. She has to be obedient as well, right? She has to go home. Say social, obedient, trusting, resolute, and merciful. You're out. Betray. If you're surprised, the Overlord spares you. Maybe she'd just rather see you suffer instead. Looking around, you've just gone from one dead end to another. Maiden is crying, Hero's silent. You all burn together. No matter the perspective, the true ending remains the same. That's what makes it true. You couldn't resist seeing it for yourself, though, could you? Wonder what will happen when you collect them all. Are you given to despair, or... A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. Found Moth's letter number 3. My love, I've been feeling a little depressed lately. Many patrons have come to my theater, but none so far have stayed to experience every tale in its entirety. The critics haven't exactly been kind, but I understand. My stories aren't exactly cloud pleasers. Despite that, you've always listened to the very end. I'm very grateful for that. Hope to see you again soon. Forever yours, Tragedy. So I guess I only get the good ending if I get all the endings. Well, even if there is a good ending to begin with. Let's see. Let's get the route where she's possessive. Obedient, no. Go to the hero. But the Overlord objects to this. The maiden tries to tell her that she'll come right back, but the Overlord refuses to hear it. Aiden seems nervous. As a hero, it's your job to mediate situations like this. You tell the Overlord that if she doesn't let the two of you go, you'll have to assume she's evil, and you'll be forced to vanquish her. You leave me no choice. The Overlord pauses before suddenly jumping you. You are helpless as she disembowels you with her claws. How horrible. You came all this way only to be met with this cruel fate. You should have destroyed these evil creatures while you had the chance. Her dying wish is for the maiden to somehow make it out of this alive. Alright, and the rest of bed endings. Welcome in, Reimu. How are you? Hi. How's your day been so far? You good? You played some games and you had fun? Oh, nice. What games did you play? Find the maiden being held captive by the Overlord, just as you suspected. Goody and Assault Spy. Enjoyed it tons? Oh, nice. I don't think I've heard of that before. What are those games like? But for some reason, you can't sense anything sinister happening. You all look at each other in surprising confusion. There is no time to hesitate. She explains that she came here on her own and was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The Overlord moves past you and out the door. See your army in lifeless, bloody piles. She's wailing. It's horrible. This is your chance, hero. Furry is a boss rush, fast-paced type of game. Assault Spy is like Devil May Cry. Both very good. Oh, I'd have to look into it sometime. But now you're gonna go make some proper male dinner. Alright, have a good night. Hope she'll let this whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. You lurk? Okay, thank you for lurking. Hope you have a good dinner. Make sure to tell me what it is when you're done, I guess. You hope so this whole thing slide if you just explain yourself. You really try, but the Overlord is inconsolable. He tears you apart and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think you probably deserve this. Okay. Okay, so there's 2 more endings for the hero. There's a lot more endings for the princess. Okay, so disloyal. Okay. Okay, disloyal. And maiden overhears thing. Wait, why did she attack me? Oh, it's because I have the possessive trait on, that's why. Pause when you see a group of suspicious demons standing near the entrance. Talk about assassinating their overlord. This proves to you that demons really are foul creatures. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the maiden was thinking. World is better off with less demons. They're all cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. Those same creatures have noticed you, eavesdropping, and the maiden takes off into the castle, with no choice but to follow. It bursts into the Overlord's room. Maiden frequently tries to communicate what you just overheard. Demon underling Bartison next, calling you all liars. It's followed by the group of the entrants, who shifts the blame back onto the little one. Even when they care about themselves. How low can they be? The doll begins shouting at them, and the whole room dissolves into noise, and the Overlord yells at everyone to just shut up. Threatens them with violence. The Overlord is no better than her subjects. Grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone here to get this maiden to safely, you certainly will. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door and leaving the runt of the litter behind. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. What kind of demonic magic is this? The underling pounds at the door, upset that it's been betrayed. You join it, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. Next moment, the Overlord has taken hold of the underling, is crying for mercy. She thrusts her claws into the underling's chest, and it lets out a horrible scream. You back away. You won't be the next target of her rage. She continues to dig and twist her claws into its limp body. You can no longer watch. You look to the maiden. She's crying, hands clasped together in prayer. You have faith in a time like this. You envy her. The two of you, the Overlord and the underling's corpse, are all consumed by flames. Signed, Hero. Okay, and then I get the true ending by making her merciful and just doing the same exact thing. Let her in. Explain to what's going on. She's going to kill it as retribution. Continues to cry and make excuses, but the Overlord does nothing. To your surprise, she lets it go. Are demons capable of mercy? You guess it doesn't matter now. You'll all burn together. Letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. Lost letter number 1. My love, it just isn't fair at all, is it? For them to force us apart like this. It's unreasonable, cruel. I had to find an outlet for this grief somehow, so I decided to write. Now keep writing, to the day you find me once more. Then, maybe we could write a story together. I'm waiting for that day. Forever yours, Tragedy. Alright, now it seems like I should just focus on getting the maiden to bad endings now. Let's get the Yandere ending from the maiden's point of view. But the Overlord objects to the hero's suggestion. You tell her you plan on returning soon, but she isn't having it. You feel nervous. The hero puts up a brave face for you. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all, and if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You leave me no choice. The Overlord suddenly jumps the hero. She tears into him with her claws. You want to cry out, but the scream catches in your throat. Watch, because you can't look away. Has she really been lying to you all along? I wonder, is this your punishment for questioning the divine plan? The Overlord approaches you now, and back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. To be captured by the Overlord is a horrible way like this was your destiny, after all. She vows to keep you safe from now on. You're afraid to find out what that means, but there's someone left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. Based. No, that's not that bad of an ending, you know, if you think about it, it's not really that bad of an ending. But the Overlord stops, or rather, someone has stopped her. Whatever held back your scream before doesn't stop you this time. The Overlord is being ripped to shreds by one of her demon underlings. You think you recognize them, but it's hard to tell without the blood. Everyone's stopped moving now. The room's silent, save for the underlings' heavy breathing. You thank them for what they've done, even though it was awful. You feel like you've been rescued from a terrible fate. They look at you, confused for a moment, but they puff out their chests. You should probably go home. This place is dangerous. You follow their advice and make your way out of the castle. Decide to never leave home again for the rest of your life. All if you become a shut-in from the trauma. Alright, heroic. Okay. So put the heroic thing on. Is there anything else I need? Beautiful, heroic. Introduce yourself. Then a hero barges in the room. Clothes are strained by a dark liquid, dripping from his weapon, too. This must have been demon blood. Something horrible has happened. The hero suddenly dashes towards the Overlord, sword drawn. The hero's blade pierces the Overlord, and she lifted a horrible scream. You flinch. The Overlord is slain. The hero... Oh, his eyes. The hero smiles and holds out his hand to you, saying it's time to go home. His glove is drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. The hero guides you through the castle, past the corpses of his enemies. You try to keep your eyes at your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle, and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's great triumph over the demons. You feel sick, but you take part in their festivities regardless. Okay, let me see. Maidens, endings, just got quite a few more still. So, trusting, resolute, disloyal, captor. Oh, I didn't see the captor point of view. Okay. Obedient, trusting, antisocial. Introduce yourself, obey her, even your own. You can prove yourself without anyone's help. Make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. But as you get closer, you start to notice a tower of black smoke darkening in the beautiful blue sky. The castle was engulfed in flames. What in God's name could have happened? You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush through the burning castle to find her. Okay, I think I've seen this ending. Okay, what was it I needed then? Okay, so if she goes alone, trusting. Am I not supposed to just go alone? Guess not. So I guess... No, don't replay this tutorial. Do the same thing again, just don't go alone. And I did not mean to do that. Introduce self, obey her, go home, grab the hero and run. As you approach the castle, you know something's gone terribly wrong. It appears to be on fire. Is the Overlord alright? We have to be sure everyone is safe. But you've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. Scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. That's your... Wait. Oh, it has to be disloyal and captor. Okay. Did that not... Huh? Okay, so the maiden returns to the Overlord alone. Just look... Maybe I have to go alone, but I have to have both those traits on. Introduce self, go home, just leave on my own. There we go. Okay, that's what was triggering it. A suspicious group of demons stands just outside the entrance, talking about assassinating the Overlord. They immediately notice you overheard them, and they decide to lock you in the dungeon before you can cause any trouble. You cry out, but the demons ignore your protests. You can't believe you escaped possibly being thrown into cell back in your village, only to be tossed into this awful place. This is terrible. Who's going to keep these demons from harming the Overlord? You hope she can fend for herself. You sure can't. You hear the sounds of battle echoing through the halls outside. Does the hero follow you? I'm he's out there, your cries don't reach him. After a while, the violence seems to die down. It's possible to tell what happened. Continue to wait, but no one comes for you. Unable to escape, you rot in that cell. Oh, that is probably be one of the most worst ends any of them could get, actually. Everybody's dead and she's forced to rot to death in the cell. Everything you've done has only hurt them more. Well, thanks for reminding me. Okay, so get rid of Captor and then do the same thing again. Wait, that's not what I meant to do. Whoopsies! Keep refusing to leave by default because I just want to see the Yuri. Leave on my own. They immediately notice you overheard them. The underling you recognized from before is the first to do something about it. This is just the way it has to be. They suddenly attack you. In that moment, you regret having ever trusted the demons. You die instantly. Okay, the next is... one more ending, and that's the true ending. Disloyal. Merciful. Antisocial. Wait, I don't think I need antisocial, do I? No, I do need antisocial, because I gotta go back home. Introduce yourself. Obey her. Have the hero and run. The Overlord spares the underling. You feel relieved, but does it make any difference? Will you all burn together? Oh, that was pretty quick. Letter flutters down. Find lost letter number 2. Can't end like this. Keep collecting bad endings for now. I kind of want to see... No, because I feel like that's going to force me into the good ending, and I don't think I actually want to see that yet. Okay. My love, I finally fulfilled a childhood dream of mine. Yes, that's right. They opened up my very own theater. You would be so proud. If you could only see it. I know how much it would have meant to you to be at my side on opening night. I'm sorry for going ahead without you. But I thought, if my theater could just become world famous, and maybe you just might hear of it, wherever you are. And now I just gotta get all the Overlord bed endings. Ooh, there's a button here. You must be really enjoying my tragedies. I sure am, buddy. Does that make you happy? Okay, so it needs to be dutiful, heroic. And it doesn't matter as long as he's just not hungry. Suddenly feel a sharp pain through your back. You look down to see a blade protruding from your chest. Oh, that was so careless of you. So this is how you die. Stabbed in the back by some cowardly hero? What a joke. I'm supposed to be the ruthless one. That's right, humans can't be trusted. None of this is what they're capable of. You should have remembered that before letting one in. You watch as the hero takes the maiden's hand, leading her through the sea of corpses he'd left in his wake. Captured by a demon, and she got what she came here for. Join your army in eternal slumber. Next is dutiful, hungry. Woke to a huge commotion outside. Heroes showed up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell, guy? You rush out into the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse at him and fairly rudely inquire about his reasons for doing all this. Hero yells at you, demanding you return the maiden you're holding captive. You don't even know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he has grown strong from cutting down your army. You weren't able to defeat him. With decisive swing, he stabs and cuts you to pieces. You fall. You have failed your subjects. Spit curses weakly. You wish you'd been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to be the overlord in the first place. The truth was, you never were that much more powerful than the demons who served you. It was the title, the control, that gave you strength. These are your thoughts as you were swallowed. These are your thoughts as you were swallowed by darkness. Okay. The Overlord awakens, disloyal, trusting. I have to get rid of Hungry, otherwise he's gonna eat her. Oh wait, no, he has to be hungry. Okay, that's a unique twist. Wait, hungry. I think maybe he doesn't have to be hungry. Aiden does what she still and takes her leave. You figure you may as well go back to bed now. But you don't get the rest for very long. One of your underlings is tearing your throat out. You try to struggle, but you can't tell that you're mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? Remember now, you give those one a day off. This is how it repays you? I'm wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Okay, that's one ending. Oh, nope, that's not what I meant to do. You curse at them, choking on your own blood. You die wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. Disloyal, trusting. Let me see. Okay, maybe she has to stay. No, that's not it. So it says disloyal and then trusting. Oh wait. No, that's not it. It says disloyal and trusting. Oh, maybe the dutiful thing's probably, yeah, that's probably conflicting with it. You pierce the chest with your claws, they scream. Hero backs away, he is wise not to interfere. They stop moving, but you keep digging and twisting your claws into them. Doesn't make you feel any better. Hunter's corpse burns along with you and the two humans. Stage. There's one more ending, but I don't know how to get it. One ending remains. Will it be good or bad? I know it's gonna be bad. Overlord awakens. Disloyal. Trusting. It says trusting right here, but I don't understand. Hungry. Let me see. Hungry. Disloyal. Trusting. You're awakened by one of your underlings, and Hero wishes to speak to you. He inquires about a maiden who was rumored to be here, but you've never seen her. Humans don't visit often, or ever, really. As the hero takes his leave, you wonder why he totally trusted you there. Heroes traditionally kill demons. This guy seems like he was bad at his job, in your opinion. However, you're still feeling sleepy, so you go right back to your nap. One of your underlings is tearing your throat out. Wait, was that not the ending? Ending remains. Okay, it says hungry, disloyal. I don't. Maybe it's because I'm not being I think it might just be because I specifically have to be a dick to him. Time to get back to work. Think about one of your underlings. They brought you a hero who plays about a missing maiden. Tell me you don't know anything. Humans never really visit this place. Place you and go home. To your surprise, you figure he might try to fight you, but you're glad to get back to your nap instead. You wake up to something completely unexpected. That's not what I meant to do. Enter the theater. That wasn't the ending either. What? I'm getting new dialogue, but this isn't giving me the ending I'm supposed to get. So it goes from begins your story, you have to be a tyrant, the underling has to be hungry, the overlord awakens from her nap, disloyal. So you have to make sure he's a traitor, but then he also has to have the trusting trait. Oh, it's a... Oh. I don't understand. Turn on tyrant? I already have tyrant on. So there's trusting, with hungry, disloyal. Turn off antisocial. Antisocial's already off. It would be lighting up green if it was already on. Yeah, you're good. So it says, begins your story, you have to be a tyrant. The overlord underling has to be hungry, so he eats the maiden. And she takes her nap, she wakes up. He has to be disloyal, so he tries to attack her. And the hero's behavior has to be trusting. It specifically says trusting. But maybe it's diplomatic? And it's just a bug? You get to work. Let's get... There's one more ending, but it's not giving yet. I don't understand. Maybe he specifically has to not be trusting. Maybe that's it. The overlord wakes up. Maybe she has to be alive. No, because that just leads to the true or the regular ending. So obedient, overlord awakens, disloyal, trusting. The overlord tells the underling to get back to work, tells maiden to go home. Obedient, that's what goes to the overlord awakens. Underling behavior disloyal, trusting. It's not giving me the ending. Oh no. That's the thing, though, is that even if he's hungry, it should still come back to this ending. Is it a bug? I might actually have to look it up. Okay, let me see. This. Get back to work. Let her stay. Keep her. Something sharp pierces your back. The hero? No, he's already one of your underlings. The maiden screams. The servants tackle you, tearing you apart with their claws, and struggle to retaliate. You've done too much damage. You can barely move now. The blood is everywhere. You can't believe this has happened to you. Why has this happened to you? You've been slain by your own underling. Flitters. Yeah, so that was definitely bugged, because that was not the right requirements for that ending. I did have to look it up if I wanted to actually get it right. Because that was just basically an alternative route to the Yandere ending. And that has nothing to do with whether or not the hero is trusting or not. My love, you remember when we first met? I just finished one of my scripts. One I was quite proud of, in fact. As I read it aloud, what happened to pass by. What a terrible ending, you said. Why should these poor fools have to die? You were so rude. Wouldn't accept any of my justifications, and yet you managed to convince me. It really would be better if everyone could live in harmony, however unrealistic that felt. I look back fondly on that day even now. Wonder if somewhere you're thinking of it too. For yours tragedy. No, don't exit the theater. The character select. Can't end like this. You want to answer that maiden's prayers. You decided to find a way to save everyone. But retracing the paths you've seen so far, there doesn't seem to be any room to avoid a bad ending. Is there really nothing you can do to keep them all from getting killed like this? There's nothing you can do by acting from within their story. Maybe it's time to take things into your own hands. What is this? You boldly insert yourself into the story and use your incredible power to warp everyone to safely. You didn't know you could do that, but what's going on here? You take a moment to get a good look at yourself. You are you, but why are you pitch black? Good that this body doesn't accurately represent you, but you move past it. The hero, maiden, underling, and overlord have been staring at you too. They look like they don't really know what they're supposed to do right now. You guess that's because you're usually the one guiding them. What will you say to them? I've come to save you! You explained to the group that you've witnessed many terrible intertwining fates, and now you're searching for a good ending. Of course, this makes no sense to any of them, and only the maiden understands your compassion. My prayers have been answered. You must be our god? No, you're merely the player. If there was any god here, they'd be the final boss. That's how these role-playing games go. Now you realize what the real true ending must be. Now. Enough of this. I admit I've been encouraging you all along, but a self-insert story? A passe. You watch helplessly as tragedy descends from the heavens. You didn't honestly believe you were the only one who could force your way onto the stage, did you? I am the narrator, storyteller, god of this world. Call me Tragedy if you'd like. Darkness envelops your party. You don't mind if I send each of them back to relive one of their many bad endings, right? You are alone in the darkness with me, Tragedy. I sincerely hope you've been enjoying your time in my theater. Though, I can't abide you stealing the show without permission. It's quite disrespectful. I'm sick of all these bad endings. I want to see something new. And frankly, you should have never come to a place called Bad End Theater. Haven't we already been over this? You think defeating me might just be the only way to see a better ending? It's all that's left for you, isn't it? Well, this does sound like it could be entertaining. Show me what you got. Time to fight God? The stage is set for your final battle against me, the god of this world. What will you do? How will you fight against tragedy itself? I'd love to see it. You try your best to tear me down, but you don't seem to do any damage. You don't truly exist in this world, after all. Oh, is that all? You'll never defeat me like that. You're right. Perhaps you don't understand just how outclassed you are here. Whoa. Behold, my beautifully tragic tales. Doesn't seeing them all again make your heart ache? You witness all 41 of my painstakingly crafted endings. You must be as much of a masochist as me. I commend your thoroughness. Surely these characters have a special place in your heart. They're still suffering backstage, you know. It's a shame they couldn't make it here, to the end of the world. That's right, you came here to save them. You can't do this alone. You enter the Overlord's room and lead to see the fire contained to the torches on the walls. When you close the door behind you, the Overlord rises from her slumber. Who are you? Have you come to reside in my castle and serve me? You explain that no, you're not here to serve her. It's more like you've come to do her a favor. You ask why she spends all day sleeping instead of commanding her demon army. She laughs in response. Many of my underlings certainly think I should be more aggressive with the humans, like my father before me. His quest for revenge was endless and self-perpetuating. There's a reason I had to destroy him. Can't help but think it's a little late in the game to be getting some new backstory. I have no interest in waging war on the humans. I merely wish to be left alone, to live a peaceful, indulgent life in my castle. You realize she must actually be very lonely, only surrounded by soldiers instead of friends. No wonder she gets so attached to the maiden. The true ending for the Overlord suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. My own attempts at peace have been rather imperfect. If you offer a solution, then very well, I will follow you. The Overlord will not fight alongside you. I see. So this is tragedy. Ah, you've brought the Overlord. I don't stand a chance now. You've prevented me from attaining peace for long enough. Prepare to die. I hope you're prepared to face your depths as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Ooh. Ambition. I'll reach my true ending with my own power. Overlord uses her ambitious nature to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. You happen to find the maiden as she exits the church, her heart set on meeting a demon. Perfect timing! She approaches you, having already taken notice of your odd form. Excuse me, are you a traveler? I've never seen anyone like you before. You explain that, no, you're not a traveler. Well, maybe you are in a sense. You've come all this way. The maiden regards you with excited curiosity. And perhaps you might be a demon? I was hoping I would meet one today. You think all these terrible fates that hope would bring about. She is the catalyst of this story, after all. My role as a maiden is to be captured by the Overlord, but you see, I'm grown tired of waiting. remember this part. She wanted to understand her role better, and so you ask what it is that she's really hoping to gain from this. Maiden is confused by your question. Peppa was as simple as wanting to reach the place she felt like she belonged. The true end for this maiden suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. Is there something I can do to find fulfillment? Then please, guide me. Maiden will now fight alongside you. What is this horrible creature? You wound me, dear maiden. Is tragedy really such a terrible thing to behold? I remember now. Remember all the awful things you put us through. And this should be familiar to you as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Overlord tries to fight tragedy with sheer brutality. Oh, has violence really been working out for you so far? I'll show you my own brutality. Ooh. Our true endings do exist. They simply must. Maiden hopes with all her heart to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. You find the hero in his home, hunched over a sewing table. Oh, hi, Malfa, and welcome in. Your sudden intrusion scares the hell out of the poor guy. Are you some kind of demon? You explain it. No, you're not a demon. How can you explain it in a way the hero would understand? Instead, you ask what he's sewing. Oh, this? I craft all my own hero gear. You sense his pride in this hobby. You wonder if costumes are what attracted him to the role of a hero. Would you like some clothes? You don't seem to be wearing any. Remember the state of your body and decide that yes, some clothes from the hero would be nice. He is overjoyed by your answer, and apparently his outfits are too gaudy for the other townsfolk, so no one else wants them. The true ending for the hero suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change his fate. I could make a living as a tailor rather than a hero. Please, tell me what I can do to reach that dream. The hero will now fight alongside you. I agreed to follow you, but I didn't expect to face something like this. The hero has arrived. We really couldn't have a final boss battle without him. You're the one who's been killing us, murderer. I can't truly call myself a hero until I see you defeated. We'll see about that. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Ooh. Your reign of terror ends here, Tragedy. I refuse to give in. Hero uses his willpower to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Okay. You approach the gates of the Overlord's castle. The underling is on guard duty, as you expected. They call out to you. The other demon guard is sound asleep. This is a cool concept. Yeah, I really like this game so far. It's supposed to be like a relatively short one. It's basically just trying to find the good ending in a series of a bunch of bad endings. They call out to you, the other demon guard is sound asleep. Hey, you're a pretty weird-looking intruder. What do you want? Explain that no, you're not an intruder, although you're definitely intruding into their story right now. You tell the underling you've come to save them from tragedy. Okay, try saving me from boredom first. I hate this job. The underling snickers. You ask what kind of job they'd rather have. It'd be best if I didn't have to work at all. I just want to live a carefree life and never get bossed around or picked on. You think of the underling's friends who had bullied them into an assassination plot only to betray them in the end. If they kept better company, maybe they wouldn't feel so restless. True ending for the underling suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change their fate. So there's a way that even work can be fun? Sounds fake, but I'll tag along with you just in case. Underling will now fight alongside you. Wait, what the fuck? You didn't say anything about a boss battle. Underling, you must be desperate to call on such an unreliable ally. Huh, if I beat this guy up, all my problems will be over. Oh, but it won't be that easy. Hahaha, now that the whole party's here, can you solve my final puzzle? Which combination of behaviors will open the path to your true ending? Show me. Knock me down, I'll just come back stronger. Sterling uses their tenacity to overcome tragedy. This is it. With everyone's hearts united, you take aim toward your best possible futures. You'll release one final attack to destroy tragedy once and for all. Oh. Ha. You've done it! You've managed to defeat me! A tragic ending for tragedy itself. I love it! I must thank you all for fulfilling your roles perfectly. Thank you, hero. Thank you, maiden. Thank you, underling. And thank you, overlord. Enough of this nonsense. We defeated you, so die already! Don't worry. I'll be marking my exit shortly. Finally, thank you most of all. We couldn't have made it here without you. Yes, my bad end theater did contain a truly good ending after it all. I apologize for antagonizing you for so long. I wanted to deliver a satisfying story. Was I able to do it? I wonder. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Happy endings shouldn't always come easily. Reality is not so kind. But you've earned this one. Here's your true ending. Oh, he becomes a tailor rather than a hero. Oh, there's a song. Oh, they're dating. They're cuddling in the tower. They got their happy ending. The girls are dating. Your true ending. Something's missing. Oh, you're still here? The curtains is closed for the final time. I'm shutting down my theater. There are no more tragedies left for me to tell after all. There is one more. Me? You'd like to know why I started this theater? Because I'm obsessed with bad endings, of course. You gently raise your fingers to the cracks of my mask. Piece by piece, it falls apart in your hands, revealing. I should have warned you. This might affect what you think of my stories. Can't help but compare my face to the maiden's. I'm not her, but it's not like she isn't me, necessarily. That's how it is with fiction. Would you like to hear not another ending, but the truth? Alright, one last story. You may already know this, but it doesn't have a happy ending. First, I'll set the stage. In this world, there are no such thing as demons, or even heroes, really. There was a girl eager to set out, to fulfill some sort of destiny. That part was true. She met someone. Another girl. A running theme, isn't it? Maiden and the Overlord. The two were inseparable, and for a time, everything was just wonderful. But their families, the communities they came from, neither could approve of their relationship. That is the reality for many. This pair was no different. Despite their best efforts, the world was intent on pulling them apart. No, we used to like these types of stories where love conquers all, where the strength of your love will pull you through any hardship and everything is okay in the end. I lost her. And then I started this theater. Huh? I was hoping to find you. It's you. It's been so long. I thought I'd never see you again. You always think of the worst endings. I wasn't about to give up just because things got difficult. But then you revealed yourself sooner. I feel like such a fool. I could say the same to you. I know I could never resist giving your stories a happy ending. So of course I would be drawn to a place like this. Yes, but I didn't think it would actually work. Sometimes everything does turn out okay in the end. Thank you for reminding me of that. I love you. I love you too. Now, truly everyone can live happily ever after. Tragedies end. Oh, okay. That was a. Oh, it says closed on it now. Oh, okay. That was a lot cuter game than I imagined it would be. Honestly, I don't know. It was genuinely, it felt like a really good short game. A very good one for a short stream. The ending was a lot cuter than I possibly could imagine it to be. I got a little thrown off at first when it pulled the classic "Try to defeat God" stick. But I think that ending cutscene kind of made it all worth it. Alright, we're gonna go find someone to raid. Let me see. Hmm. Ooh, first affiliate stream. Okay, let's raid this person I just followed recently. Alright, so everyone, thank you again for showing up. I know the stream was a little short today, but considering how much I slept, I guess it's probably better that I do that so I can get some rest. I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow. Obviously I'll tweet about it if I do. This person just got affiliate, and I just, like, literally saw them yesterday, and they seem pretty okay, so be nice to them. Congratulate them on being affiliate, and I'll see you guys next time. See you later.